No matter how strong or joyful your relationship seems on the outside, the truth is that no relationship is completely immune to the possibility of a breakup. Love, even when deep and genuine, doesn't automatically protect a partnership from slowly deteriorating over time. This isn't just true for casual or short-term relationships, but for long-term partnerships and even marriages that have stood the test of time. Often it's not one dramatic event that causes a breakup, but rather a buildup of small, often unnoticed habits that silently chip away at trust, intimacy, and emotional connection. So before we dive into these 10 common yet harmful habits, let this serve as a gentle reminder from me, Zain, a relationship consultant and psychologist, someone who's passionate about helping people build deeper, healthier relationships. Continue investing in your partner, nurturing your bond, and being proactive about love. Relationships need ongoing care, not just big romantic gestures, but day-to-day actions rooted in kindness and intentionality. 1. Withholding affection. It's perfectly normal to feel distant or hurt after an argument, especially when emotions run high. But a dangerous habit that many couples fall into is withholding affection after conflict. You might not even realize you're doing it. Refusing a hug, turning away from a kiss, or pulling back from holding hands. These small acts of emotional resistance can send a powerful and painful message. I'm not ready to love you right now. This kind of emotional withdrawal doesn't just signal distance, it can actually create it. When affection is withheld, it leaves both people feeling emotionally starved, rejected, and disconnected. Instead of punishing your partner with silence or coldness, try being honest. If you're not ready to be physically or emotionally close again, express that gently. Say something like, "I still love you, but I need some space to process." That kind of communication builds bridges instead of walls. 2. Taking your anger out on your partner when life becomes overwhelming and emotions build up. Our partners often become the easiest targets for our frustrations. Maybe it's because they're the closest person to us, or maybe because we subconsciously trust that they'll stick around no matter what. But even if you don't mean to cause harm, constantly dumping your anger on your partner erodes emotional safety. Over time, it teaches them to walk on eggshells around you. It turns a loving home into a minefield. This kind of behavior can even start to border on emotional abuse if left unchecked. Instead of reacting impulsively, try to recognize when you're reaching your boiling point and pause. Step away if you have to. Listen to calming music, go for a walk, or write your thoughts down before speaking. Then come back to your partner with clarity. Choosing not to lash out is one of the greatest gifts you can give to the person you love. 3. Never taking the blame, owning up to your mistakes, is one of the most powerful tools in a healthy relationship. But unfortunately, many people develop a habit of deflecting blame or constantly pointing fingers at their partner. They believe that admitting fault is a sign of weakness, or that taking responsibility somehow makes them the loser in a disagreement. But here's the truth. No one is always right, and no one grows without humility. When you fail to take responsibility, you create an imbalance in the relationship. Your partner may feel misunderstood, blamed unfairly, or even gaslighted. On the flip side, when you're quick to admit fault and apologize, it opens the door for deeper connection and trust. Even a simple, sincere apology can turn tension into closeness. Saying "I was wrong" or "I see how I hurt you" is not just an act of kindness. It's an act of emotional maturity. For not listening goes far beyond hearing the words your partner is saying. It's about being fully present, physically, emotionally, and mentally, when they're speaking to you. In a world full of distractions, especially digital ones, genuine listening has become a rare and precious gift. But when someone feels like their voice isn't being heard in a relationship, it creates a dangerous disconnect. They may begin to feel invisible or unimportant. Over time, this lack of attention can snowball into resentment and emotional detachment. If your partner is speaking, put the phone down, turn off the TV, stop multitasking. Look them in the eyes and listen not to respond, but to understand. That intentional presence tells your partner, "You matter to me. What you're saying matters to me." And in the long run, that kind of listening strengthens bonds more than almost anything else. 5. Withdrawing emotionally when stress hits or conflict arises, it can feel safer to shut down and emotionally retreat rather than confront hard conversations. Emotional withdrawal. whether for a few hours or several days, can be a coping mechanism. But over time, it becomes a habit that fosters insecurity and uncertainty in your relationship. When one partner disappears emotionally, the other is left feeling confused, rejected, and alone. Silent treatments and unspoken tension become the norm, and assumptions fill in the gaps left by silence. Instead of clamming up, try to be vulnerable. I'd say something like, "I need some time to think, but I'm not shutting you out." It's okay to need space, but space with clarity is very different from space filled with silence. Openness, even in your most overwhelmed moments, fosters trust and prevents walls from forming between you and your partner. 6. Holding unrealistic expectations, whether we realize it or not. We all carry expectations into our relationships. Some are fair and healthy, like expecting honesty, respect, or support. But others can be damaging when they become rigid or unspoken. Expecting your partner to always understand your moods, read your mind, or be available for your every emotional need sets them up for failure. And when they inevitably fall short, it can lead to resentment and disappointment. It's also important to remember that your partner is not a superhero. They rehuman, just like you. When expectations are too high or unclear, the relationship suffers under the weight of unmet hopes. Take time to evaluate which of your expectations are fair and which might need adjusting. And don't be afraid to communicate openly about them. Healthy expectations are built together, not imposed individually. 7. Trying to change your partner. Over time, it's normal for people to grow and change, sometimes in ways we didn't anticipate. But trying to reshape your partner into your ideal image is a slippery slope. Maybe you fell in love with certain qualities, but now find others frustrating. Or perhaps you've changed, and now you expect them to follow suit. But when change becomes a demand rather than a discussion, it creates resentment. Your partner may feel judged or like they're not enough. Instead of demanding change, start with curiosity. Ask yourself why something is bothering you, and whether it's truly about them or about unmet needs within yourself. Then talk to your partner without accusation. Share your feelings and ask for their perspective. Change can happen, but it should be mutual, respectful, and rooted in love, not control. 8. Comparing your relationship to others in a world driven by social media, it's easier than ever to fall into the trap of comparison. You scroll through perfectly filtered photos of happy couples and begin questioning your own relationship. Why don't we travel that much? Aren't we as affectionate in public? These thoughts, while natural, are dangerous if left unchecked. They can create dissatisfaction where there was once peace and lead you to believe that your relationship is somehow lacking. But remember, what people post online is curated. You're seeing the best moments, not the struggles or the late-night arguments. Constant comparison distracts you from what's real and beautiful about your own relationship. Instead, focus on what makes your love story unique. Celebrate your wins, learn from your losses, and protect your peace by not measuring your relationship by someone else's highlight reel. 9. Lack of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest and most transformative habits in any relationship. It turns everyday moments into opportunities for connection. But when gratitude is absent, both partners begin to feel taken for granted. Maybe your partner routinely cooks dinner, takes care of chores, or supports you emotionally, and you've stopped acknowledging those acts. Over time, this lack of recognition can cause deep emotional fatigue. They may start to feel unseen, unloved, or unappreciated. Don't let busyness or familiarity rob you of the chance to say, "Thank you." Gratitude doesn't need to be dramatic. A few kind words, a genuine compliment, or a small gesture of appreciation can breathe new life into a relationship. Let your partner know you see them and that you're thankful for who they are and what they do. 10. Refusing to compromise in any long-term relationship. There will be disagreements, and learning how to navigate them with grace is essential. When one or both partners refuse to compromise, it becomes a battle of wills rather than a team working together. Over time, this dynamic creates division and power struggles. Relationships thrive not when both people get their way, but when both are willing to give a little for the sake of harmony. Compromise is not a loss. It's a sign of mutual respect. It says, "I care more about our connection than about winning." So when you find yourself at odds, pause and ask, What can I let go of for the good of us? Finding middle ground isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. And in the end, it strengthens your partnership far more than stubbornness ever could. Your relationship isn't doomed if you recognize any of these habits in your relationship. Don't panic. Every couple faces challenges, and being aware of your weaknesses is actually a strength. The presence of these habits doesn't mean your relationship is broken. It means there's room to grow. With open communication, mutual effort, and a willingness to do the inner work, healing and transformation are absolutely possible. Don't shy away from tough conversations. Hold each other accountable with compassion. Apologize quickly and forgive freely. Love is a journey, not a destination. And every step you take together, especially through the messy parts, can deepen your bond and build something even stronger than before. We're cheering for you. Your relationship is worth the effort.